Hello, Eileen. Hopefully you're still there. Hello, everyone else that may be there. I'm just now getting everything set up. Sorry, I running a little behind, but not too bad. It's just now 7:01, so like I said, I'm not too far behind. I don't know how long we'll be going today. It will depend upon the show itself. There's the message being pinned, so if anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. Excuse me, I just finished eating my supper. I had fried pork cut up real small, along with mixed vegetables and noodles tonight for my supper. And so I hope everybody's doing well. Things keep changing on me here without me changing it, but that's the way it goes, I guess, sometimes. And keeps changing from all messages to the top. So, Eileen, hopefully you're still there. If you are, welcome, welcome. I don't know what to talk about until somebody starts asking questions. It's going to be sorry, I was late getting back to a lot of you on the from your comments on my videos and live streams this week. I happened to have a friend that needed help. His wife and son needed to go to Boston so they could catch a plane, and he couldn't take them. So he asked me and his sister, who's another friend of mine, and she went along so I could have company on my way back to take them over to Boston after I got off work on Thursday. So Thursday was a very long day. Hey, Julianne, how you doing? Are you back in China? Or are you still in the Philippines? But so, like I said, Thursday was a very long day. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Yeah, good morning over there. It's evening here. But like I said, Thursday was a very long day. I got up at 4 in the morning on Thursday morning, and I got to bed Friday morning about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was up about 22 hours. Yeah, needed a lot of coffee on Thursday. I did. Or caffeine anyway. You're back in China, okay? I noticed a couple of videos you put up where you were in the Philippines. You went to that revival there in Manila, the Mall of Asia, and I'd like to see that sometime. Although if I had to choose between the Mall of Asia and the what is it, the Venice Canal Mall, I'd probably pick the Venice Canal Mall just because of its uniqueness. Having a canal in the middle of the mall, I really want to see that someday, and so I will, God willing, and my health holds up. Of course, it's God willing. I'll make it. But I don't know if you know Julianne or not, but my mom's still alive and she's 98, so I can't really go anywhere until after she passes. I just don't want to be that far away. I'm already farther away than I probably should be. I understand that, Mike. Like I said, I usually, on the days I work, I get up around 4 every morning. That's 4 days a week. We got Dan coming up. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Hi, how is everyone? How are you doing, Lair?
Not too bad. I see that you put up a video. I hadn't got to it yet. You probably missed it. Like I said, I've been last week,
Uh-oh.
been off my game. I helped a friend out. His daughter and listen to me. His wife and son had to catch a plane in Boston, so I drove them over after I got off work on
Hey,
Thursday.
I'm getting feedback. I'm not sure if I'm causing it or not.
I'm not hearing it, Dan. I'm not hearing any feedback here.
Okay, all right, as long as no one's hearing it.
I can't hear it. You have to ask them. I can't hear it. So Thank you, Julianne. Julianne said she likes my cap and your cap. They're both nice caps, and our hats, so. But yeah, like I said, it was a long day. I was up 22 hours from Thursday morning till Friday morning. Spent about 9 hours or so driving. I got back home around 1, but I can't go. When I get back home, I got to sit around and relax a little bit before I can go to bed. But once I laid down, I was out for a while. So then I was just, hey, Anna GI, how you doing? But so yeah, it was. So yesterday was just kind of a wasted day, and then today I still took a little while to get around. Mingay, how you doing? So we'll get back on it. Now, I got a 4-day weekend this weekend, believe it or not. I took Monday off because I have to go to the VA, to the doctors at the VA on Monday. But I still got to get up early because the appointment's at 7. So I don't get to sleep in. But that gives me another day to recoup. Go ahead, Dan. You guys look like you got something to say.
Yeah, I'm getting feedback. It's driving me crazy. I'm getting like 2 or 3 feedback loops. I'm not sure where they're coming from. So I'm going to step down and then we will try this again.
All right. I'll be here for a little while anyway. Chelsea, how you doing, Chelsea? I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, GELCI. But yeah. All right. Well, hopefully Dan will come back up. He's there anytime he wants to come up. Just wave at me, Dan, if when you're ready to come back up. I can see your picture still, so you hadn't left all the way. And now you all right? Just let me know when you want to come back up, Dan. And so yeah, you guys and Chelsea. Another way you can drop your channel link if you want is just type in 3 L's. I don't know which one's easier for you, but if you just type in 3 L's, I'll do it on my Ninja channel. Don't join this one, people. This one I don't put up anything. You just type in 3 L's like this. My Notbot will drop your channel. And I've never done it on my own channel to see if it'll do it for myself. But so yeah, right there. Like I said, this is just my Ninja channel. I really don't post much on there. I follow a few people on that one, a lot less than I do on my main channel. There you go, Anna G. That's how you do it. Just 3 L's. And you can do capital L's or small L's. It doesn't matter. And my Nightbot will drop it for you. I got the 3 L's because that's my channel, Lazy Larry Lee, LLL. So, like I said, you can do capital L's or small L's. It does not matter. Let's see if it'll do it on my own channel if I drop it myself. Let's find out here real quick. Let's see if it does it. I don't know if it'll do it for me because it is my channel. Hey, it does it for me too. Look at that. I never tried it before. I did not know. And Giselle, like I said, just type in 3 L's if it's easier for you. It's very simple. But it might be easier for you to do it that way. I happen to be a very low-tech person. And I already belong to Mike. Yes, Anna G. Yeah, I am wearing a Filipino cap. I bought this last summer when I went to the Filipino Festival in Albany. I started wearing it here recently instead of my cowboy hat. I thought, well, let's wear this. I don't want to wear it outside and get it ruined. And it's got these. I see you can see the mesh there. It's not a good winter hat. It lets in too much air. That'd be a good nighttime hat during the summer. All right, we got Dan coming back up. Welcome back, Dan. Have you got it settled? Did you get the problem taken care of?
Still, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna sign in on my phone. Something's going on with my audio.
Okay. Well, we'll be here, but like I said, I'm here. Yes, I really did enjoy the festival. I found out about there's another festival, a Filipino festival in my local area that I didn't find out about until after it was over with. So this year I'm going to start looking for it. It's also early summer. It's in Schenectady. Now, I live in Albany County. Schenectady and Albany County is right next to each other, and it's in the town of Schenectady itself. This is where, like I said, the friend I just helped out, that's where he lives.
How we doing?
Filipino nurses over there in Schenectady City. The city of Schenectady, but it's in the county. So and they have a nice Filipino club over there, and they put on a festival every year themselves. So I'll try to get to that one next year, or next year, 2025, and I will put the vlogs up with that one. I'll probably still go to the Albany one, as long as I have the day off, because they only do a 1 day. All right. Mike just said they had the Santa Claus parade today. That's on Thanksgiving here, towards the end of the month, Mike. They have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and you have Santa Claus in it, and that's the official kickoff of Christmas season here in the States. Now, they already got Christmas decorations going up in a lot of places. They'll have the sales going on. They start earlier and earlier. I lost Mike for some reason. Dan for some reason. Hopefully he'll come back. Maybe he wasn't taking care of the problem. We'll find out. Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving Day parade, Macy Parade in New York City will be on the Thanksgiving Day. And I want to say, let me check something here real quick. See if I can find out when it is. The 28th will be Thanksgiving. And so the 28th of November will be Thanksgiving. I will have my live stream on the 29th. Now, I'm not having one next week. I'm going to be in New York City next week. If I do a live stream, it'll be short. It'll be done on my phone. And it probably won't be done by StreamYard. It'll probably just be a YouTube. It'll be real quick. But I doubt if I do one at all. I plan on trying to put. Hey, Jerry, how you doing, man? And I plan on trying to get a few videos down there. Hopefully, I can make it to a Jollibee. I can't guarantee you, but I'm going to try to get to a Jollibee while I'm down there, so I can show you the Jollibee and try some Jollibee food, which I've never had. So I'd like to do that because when I was in the Philippines, I don't think there was a Jollibee. At least there weren't anywhere near me. There wasn't even McDonald's. I was there in the 70s. So it was a long time ago. But like I said, I served with a lot of Filipinos. I had a couple guys was good enough friends that they would have me over to their house for parties and stuff with their families. I did that a few times, and I ran around with a couple Filipinos off ship once in a while. So I knew a few and fairly well. I mean, I can't say we were great friends, but we were friends. And I always liked I liked their family. The families were always nice and friendly. The kids were always polite, and I say kids because I was a kid too. I mean, it's back when I was from 21 to 27 when a lot of this was going on. I doubt it, Jerry. I may try the spaghetti or the chicken joy. I think that's what they call it. But I doubt if I'll have the hot dog. And it probably wouldn't be the same hot dog here in the States as it would be in the Philippines anyway. I doubt the spaghetti would be the same because they probably use more tomato ketchup here than banana ketchup or sauce like they do in the Philippines. So we'll have to check that out. But I do want to try and go in and at least try a Chicken Joy or something like that. Something that's probably be a little more authentic to the Filipino taste. Maybe a mango pie. We'll see. So the hammer now, is that here in the States, or is that the one in the Philippines, Mike? Jollibee peach mango pie. Okay, if they have that, I'll give it a try. Like I said, I'm going to go down there and try to get a few videos. I'm going down with some friends. Then I'm going to be back here, and then I like I said, I'll Thanksgiving weekend I will do a live stream. And the following weekend I won't, because I'm going to be out of town again. I'm going to be going to Boston again. I'm taking my friend over this time so he can catch a plane and meet up with his wife and son. And they went to China is where they're going. That's where he's going. That sounds good. If they have that here, the spicy chicken joy, I will try that, Jerry. I like spicy and I like chicken. And so we'll give that a try. Thanks, Dan, for being in the chat. I'm sorry you couldn't come up and work that problem out. You know me, I enjoy having company up here. It makes, for me, I prefer it. When I first started doing these things, I did them by myself, and I'd go a couple hours, but I don't really do that anymore. But that's all right. We'll do what we can, and we'll try to enjoy ourselves. Like I said, it's just been a long couple days, and still recuperating. Well, we'll find out there, Mike. Like I said, Melinda, how you doing? We got Melinda M. Damon here. She's saying hello to everybody. But so, like I said, yeah, we'll give it a whirl, and we'll see what they have. Like I said, I want to try something that's different from McDonald's. So, like the Chicken Joy would be different than McDonald's. So we'll see what's going on. I'm a little tired today. Like I said, I had a very long day on Friday into Saturday, Thursday into Friday morning. Yeah, Mike, I don't know about you, but if I have my mic up too loud, I get the feedback. So I turn my mic down. Otherwise, I get feedback. So try turning your mic down and see if that takes care of it. I know it does with mine, but I have to turn my mic up if I'm listening through my speakers. But of course, I'm not using the mic for anything else then. But I have to turn it up to have the speakers loud enough to hear. And if I don't turn it back down when I go to my earphones, then I get the feedback. And I'm sorry if I'm lagging. There's nothing I can do about that. But usually there is a lag from what I say to by the time you get it. That happens. I've noticed that on other people's channels. Like Dan, when he does his giveaway, he'll say when you see the word start, you start guessing. Well, by the time he tells you to start verbally, start's already appeared in the chat. So that's the way it goes sometimes. And so it happens that way, and we'll see what's going on. There's, like I said, it just seems to be like if you come up, we don't have a lag when we're talking. We talk back and forth. There's no lag, but there's a lag in the chat. So that's the way that goes. But, you know, and it also depends on where you're at. Dan himself happens to be in the Philippines. I happen to be here in New York State, just outside of Albany, which is the capital of New York. That's where I live now. I'm originally from Indiana. If Mike Hunt ever shows up, he knows my hometown. He's been through it a couple times. Now he lives in Indiana, but not in my hometown. But he has been through it. But that's that's for me. Oh God, how many miles is that from here? Well over 700 miles. Let me see something. Dan's coming back up. All right, Dan, did that take care of it?
I'm on the cell phone. I just shut everything down in the house and moved over to the cell phone. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but this is fine.
Okay, I was going to say on mine, if I had the mic up too loud, I get a feedback.
Yeah.
And so I was just wondering
No,
if that's
I
what was
checked
happening to you.
I did do troubleshooting in Windows on my mic, and they said everything was fine. So I'll have to
Okay.
mess with that later. No big deal.
All right. I'm just going to see if I can find out. I'm just trying to. No, that's not it.
My main purpose for coming up was I wanted to convey how Citibank shut down my bank account.
Oh wow, what happened, man?
Yeah, they just what happened was Minnie was trying to register the bank account online from the Philippines, and she had to call the help desk, and apparently she gave them some erroneous information or some dated information,
Yeah.
which caused the security fraud department to shut it down, and they will not turn it back on.
That stinks.
So I asked them, I said, who gets to keep the money? Does Citibank keep the money? And I just go open a new bank account somewhere, and they had no answer for me. They just said, sorry, we have to send a secret squirrel code to your address. I said, what address? I said, we have 3 different addresses. Oh, we can't discuss that with you. It'll show up in the mail within 6 to 10 days or 5 to 10 days. I was shocked. I really was. I sent my kid over there, because he's also joint owner on the account.
Yeah.
And he said they would not even discuss it with him. They just said it was closed. Did he say closed for good? And they said, no, you have to wait for the secret squirrel code to come to your address. And he asked them the same question. What address? They go, we can't discuss that with you. So we got no money. Now, the thing about this is that, man, Minnie and I, we've been saving for this event, but we may very well have to go back to the United States after just returning back to the Philippines. And I was telling Minnie, man, I can't take it. I can't take the traveling back and forth. I'm getting too old for this.
Oh yeah.
This is a long flight. It's jet lag that kills me. It would be a short 1-week journey if we did have to make it. So we'll make the decision. We'll make the decision in about 10 days. If the secret squirrel code doesn't show up with instructions how to activate the account, then we're going to have to come back to the United States and open up another bank account and figure out how to get the money out of Citibank. So I think that, I got pension and everything direct deposit. So I asked them this question. Do you reject the direct deposits? Oh, no, we accept it. We take it in. You just can't use the bank account. So I'm like, I have to go to Social Security, and I got to call my pension fund. I got to freeze everything. I got to say, okay, don't send anything out until we could resolve this. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do that over the phone. So I just wanted to convey this with people in case, in anticipation that this may happen to them. So Minnie had asked me this question. She said, okay, what if we went into the bank account and we, into Citibank, and then we sat there and I'm me, and he's him, and here's the kid. We're all 3 joint owners. I said, they told me when I asked them that question, that ain't going to do any good. They won't,
not
they
even if you
won't,
have your passports. Yeah.
fraud will not restart the account. Now, when we had a similar problem with Bank of America credit cards. They sent us a link and they said, "Can you please take pictures of your passports and send them back in the link?" And we did that, and they showed up and they said, "Yeah, that's you." Everything was perfect, right? They did facial recognition and everything was fine. The electronic thing is going a little bit overboard. I hope that this gets fixed.
I don't blame
They're
you there.
see, yeah, they're not really, as I pointed out to them, they're not really protecting you. It hurts you. They're
But
protecting them from loss of assets.
yeah.
And of
I
course,
got I got a question now.
yeah,
You were never military, right? But your sons were.
no,
All
no,
right. See if you can join one of the USAA bank
yeah,
through your son.
yeah,
See if he can get you to join. Because if you can, they will they don't care if you're in the Philippines. They'll deal with it and they'll reimburse
yeah.
your.
I don't think this was a matter. This wasn't a matter of them caring, that we were in the Philippines. This was a matter of
Yeah, but I'm just
giving
saying
them
that there might be
information that,
branches. They might have branches in the Philippines where you can go and connect with them and take care of it.
yeah. Nitban has suggested that I just convert everything over to online banking, but that scares me just like anything else does. Banking in and of itself is a mess all over the world right now. The banks, they can't figure out how to turn a profit, even though they're creating money out of thin air. This thing just blows me away. I
Yeah.
mean, can you imagine that, Larry? They don't even have to have one dime in order to create money. All they have to do is create the illusion that they're loaning you money, and then by the creation of that debt, that's how money is created in the United States. It's a system that is broken and it's waiting to crash. And I worry about it. I worry about banking in the United States in general,
Well,
because one day
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
I have
wake up
I have two
and the
bank
money's
accounts.
going to be gone.
I have two different bank accounts,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna switch before just before I retire. I'll probably switch one of them over to one of the military federal credit unions. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to decide
They
whether it's
say,
USAA or Navy Federal.
yeah, they say that the best thing is not to do business with the big banks because of their liability. They say
Uh,
credit unions don't operate the same way as the big
no, they
banks.
don't. So, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep.
And
I have my Social Security is direct deposited into one of my two bank accounts. I'll probably leave it that way,
right.
just because it's set up to where my Social Security, I have to go into the Social Security office in person, prove who
Yeah.
I am to get it changed, which I can do that because it's not that far from me.
Well, I
But
think
they,
that's what the plan is. If we have to spend the money to return back to the States, then of course I won't be staying with Citibank. I explained them. There's no reason to stay with you beginners. Bank of America or Wells Fargo makes a much more better choice because they're a little bit more high tech, and you guys are like operating like dinosaurs. Snail mail, snail mail, just because Man Mini. Oh, that was the other part of it, because Man Mini didn't have her own phone. I said we share our Google Fi phone. And so they said we would send a code over your phone line, but it has to be Minnie's phone number of record. I said Minnie's phone number of record is my phone number of record. Don't you clowns understand over there that people can't we listen, it doesn't make any sense that you guys think that everybody can afford a phone, to operate on. There's something wrong with your system. I said, but there's nothing wrong with Bank of America. As I explained, that they're a little bit higher tech than you guys. Why don't you guys come to the party? We'll be very welcoming and appreciative. You want to be the high tech, the king of high tech. And so go ahead and make it viable, make your company viable. But what really is happening is the money that's deposited in your bank account really it doesn't really belong to you if you read the fine print. It belongs to them. Once they can do whatever they want with it. I went back, I reread my contract, and it says once the money is deposited in a federally insured bank account, it now belongs to us, and we allow you to retrieve it at will, which means basically they can deny doing business with you at any time. And so this is for federally insured institutions. I had no idea. I thought it
I
was
didn't either.
all a lie.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
I fa-
my Social Security goes into Bank of America. That's the one that goes
yeah.
into.
So if you read the fine print or you go and you ask them, they will tell you. Once it hits our bank, it belongs to us. The money.
Yeah.
It's debt. You see, the reason why it's not really money. They're greenbacks. You know, basically they have no value except the value that you give them. That's one of the problems with the United States monetary system. And I'm kind of hoping that something gets fixed, you know, under this new administration, but I kind of doubt that it will, you know.
Well,
It's
yeah, I
the
don't.
people that have the gold that make the rules.
Yeah.
That's one
The
reason
golden
why
rule: those who have the gold make the rules.
you make the rules. If I had the gold, I could make the rules. And
The
right
golden
now,
rule.
we don't hold the gold. The people that hold the gold are actually Russia. Russia
Yeah.
is holding most of the world's gold right now, and India. I mean, there are a couple of countries uh, that have the gold, and that's why they're forming the BRICS because they want to go back to the gold standard. I really don't think it's going to work the way they think it is because all the United States has to do is go back to the gold standard, which would be a great thing, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now we have 10 days, and in 10 days, you know, so I had to shop around for rates. I found something very interesting that I'll share with you, right? So if you
Okay.
go the day after Thanksgiving and before Christmas, you'll get the same discounted rates on the flight that you would, you know, uh, in October.
Yeah.
So like I actually found on the same airline we traveled last time, I had discovered that I would pay $500 less because nobody is flying between November 26th and December 4th. And so man, Minnie and I can make it back into the US and back to the Philippines round trip in a week. And it would be about $1,500 plus hotel expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Hey,
Eileen,
I'm,
welcome back, and hello, Mike. Eileen officially said hi to both of us, Dan. Uh,
hi. Hey,
she
the
said
best
they're
way to
waiting
do
for
this,
Crystal.
I'm starting to learn, crystals. I'm starting to learn, you guys. The best way to do this is cash is king. And so you
Yeah.
go back to the States, you grab money out of your savings account, Fidelity account, and you bring a year's worth of money in a suitcase.
Don't get
So
caught
that's
with
what
that
I'm
much.
thinking. Huh?
Don't get caught with that much.
Well, yeah, if you well, yeah, I think this is I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how much money should I have? Well, really, it's up to you. But the bottom line is, I would never tell somebody what kind of money they need to live on because you could probably live over here. I mean, really cheap, but I don't know what cheap is, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the real problem is the savings. How much money do you have for emergencies in
yeah.
case something like this happens?
Well, I think
So
you're not supposed to take more than 10 grand. Otherwise, you're breaking the
no,
law.
you can take as
Now,
much as you want so long as you declare it. So in other words, you as long as you declare it, you can take as much money as you want. They love
okay.
the Philippines isn't going to stop you from
No, I'm talking
taking
about the
20
United
or 30 or
States.
40,000s. No, no, you don't
Hey,
you
Tim.
don't go through customs. The only time the United States would have a concern is if you were bringing more than that money back. But if you're taking it out of the country in the Philippines welcomes you with open arms. You know, and
Okay.
they say, "Oh hell yeah, come spend the money. Let me help you spend it."
Well, I know
See,
this.
that's
I'm
the
going to get a few thousand, and I'm talking
yeah,
U.S. dollars, a few thousand in pesos before I go over.
yeah, yeah. You know, I think the more
I'll buy it
money,
here in the States through one of the banks because at the discount, at the rate, the exchange rate,
right?
probably cost, but I'll have it with me and I won't have to stop somewhere to get it.
You
And
know, this is problematic from a whole bunch of different perspectives. For example, for example, YouTube memberships, right?
yeah,
So I member in about 20 or 25, maybe even 30 different channels. And unfortunately, all those payments, you know, for monthly memberships are all attached to my bank account.
yeah. Well, Jerry says
So
Barry Jordan survived on dirt cheap, super chats and blessings.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Super chat and blessings. Yes.
Yeah, but I have not opened my channel up to that stuff. So
Yeah.
And right now, I don't plan on it. I don't want to make this a full-time job. Although sometimes it almost feels like it. Uh,
Yeah, isn't that true? But I love it. I love it. I don't know how long we'll be doing it, maybe up until the day I die.
well, like I said, I'll
maybe
be
maybe
doing
I'll
it for a while, but
I even
that's
want to
what.
live stream the funeral. I'll even live stream the funeral.
There you go. And man, many of you sitting there. Well, everybody seems sad except for a few over there that seems to be counting money.
No, there are a lot of people that are celebrating.
Yeah, there's some over there just seem to be laughing and joking and having a grand
People
old
had
time.
told me, hey, folks had warned me. They said, Dan, you better be setting up 3 or 4 bank accounts, and then all you have to do is make a phone call and have everything switched over to the other bank. But now, because I wasn't paying attention, we actually may have to make another trip back to the States.
Well, like I said, I plan on having two. I'm going to
Yeah.
drop. I'm going to have two. I got two now, but I plan on dropping one and picking, like I said, picking up one of the federal credit unions.
And 2 seems very reasonable. But I have friends, they're telling me they have 5, 6. And I'm going, how could you afford that? Don't they cost you money? Yeah. This one costs $15 a month. This one costs $30. I'm like, and you have 5 bank accounts for which you're paying, you're paying their service
Average
fees
20
now.
bucks. See, average
That's
20
a,
bucks or so. That's
I think mine
$100 a
is
month.
15.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. But anyway, I want to at least, I've got one of the great, the nice things, right? A nicety is that I got Hey Joe Buena Vista Dreamin', who lives in Vallejo, who has already volunteered. He's so gracious. Him and his wife Cora, they're fabulous people. We enjoyed spending time with them on the last trip over. We had barbecued ribs for crying out loud, for
Yeah.
dinner. They picked us up at the airport. They would take us back. They'll take care of us while we're there. I mean, it's just fabulous to have
It's good to
YouTube
have
friends,
friends. It's good to have
Yeah,
friends.
it's good to have friends.
Yeah.
So if we have
Dan,
to
Tim
go,
says if you live stream your funeral, at least the video will be properly edited.
it'll probably go. Yeah, It'll probably go viral too, right? Right,
Yeah,
Tim?
it'll be your most
Oh,
major or most viral
y-
video of your
yeah,
entire career.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, the other thing I want to talk about, if I'm not boring you, is the
You're
water
not
thing.
boring me.
So the water thing, there's nothing I can do about the bank thing at the moment, but
Yeah,
the water thing worked out great. Let me show you something. So
go ahead.
we we ran that second water meter. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, which I am, but and the neighbors came out. The neighbors were very curious, like, what are you doing there, Dan? What are you doing there? Right. I said,
Yeah.
well, and then of course, when I tell them I'm running a second water line, they start complaining, saying, hey, that's going to suck some of the water out of our house. I said, it sucks to be you, that isn't really how it works, but I did remind them, heck, I'm paying for it, I'm paying extra. So anyway, I don't know if you could see it, but let me turn on this water.
Yeah, that's the one where they do the laundry, right?
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you what happened here. What we're talking about is the difference in water pressure and water volume. Now that's just like in the States, right there.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason why I did it. And my shower this morning was friggin' amazing. It
Okay.
was
That's good.
amazing. I had an amazing shower.
All
And the bum gun almost blew me right off the toilet seat.
right now. That's TMI, buddy.
Hey
TMI.
now. I mean, the water pressure almost launched me into space.
They'd be saying,
So
you know what the news agency would be saying, don't you? We
Yeah,
had the
what would
second
they be
moon out tonight.
Folks, the plan worked. Not every one of my plans works. As a matter of fact, I would say that a great number of them fail, like the banking thing, you know.
Yeah.
But this worked. This one worked so far. So good, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
life is
Well,
grand if you don't weaken.
like I said, with me, I'm gonna for a short period of time, I will have 3 bank accounts because I'm not going to cancel the one as soon as I open the other up. I want to make sure all the money and everything gets, everything that's coming out of the bank account, I'm closing everything gone out of it before I shut it down.
Right, right. I just like to say that I'm going to put it back up.
I'm sorry.
What
Just read
happened?
what Tim said. Tim says it wasn't the bum gun that blew Dan off the toilet seat.
Tim, did that come out of your mouth?
CBGB, how you doing, CBGB?
Oh boy. Hey, life can be challenging but yet beautiful all at the same time. What can I say?
And CBGB told you not to break your eggs, buddy, with that bum gun.
CBGB.
Hey,
CBGB is
Mikey.
one of the most. They're pretty witty. They're pretty witty, especially in my live streams. When I do random live, CBGB comes in there and just makes it so much fun.
Well, like I said, I enjoy it when I have company come up. So, that's
Yeah.
to me, that's when I have fun. And
Oh
as
boy.
you know that, so does Mike. Mike Hunt's come up a couple times, and Ed. Ed Denoy's even been up once or twice. Not very often.
Ed Denoy. I don't even know what Ed Denoy looks like.
Well, he's in the dark a lot. I mean,
He's
he doesn't have
in
the
the
bright light. No, I'm saying he has the lights down a lot. But
I see.
so you don't really get a good look at him.
Well, by the way, we're going to get out of here pretty soon because we're going to hit the Jollibee this morning for breakfast. They got breakfast now at Jollibee.
Okay, that sounds good.
So,
Now, I got a question for you before you go. Are you
Yeah.
in the path of the typhoon?
it's way north of us, but we're getting the outer ring of it,
So
And
you'll get some
that's the
rain.
thing. This is a strange thing. We were signal 1 yesterday, and it doesn't look like signal 1 today. It rained a little bit, but not very hard. It was nothing. As a matter of fact, it rained when we were putting in the new water line. But hey, here's something that's very interesting. We have yet to get a direct hit on one of the typhoons this season, and people are starting to talk about it, saying, is this really climate change in action? Because they're forming north of us now, when before the storms were forming south of us. And I'm telling you, everybody is starting to notice it. Everyone. The weather change is happening.
Just remember one thing, though. Don't go cursing yourself by saying it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Larry, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
As you know, I'm not taking this in the direction of politics, except to point out a couple of things, right? And that is that when you're critically evaluating, what may happen, when election time comes along, especially where it relates to presidential elections, always have an open mind to take a look at both sides of the story. Don't get in the habit of getting tunnel vision like a lot of people around me, where they were focusing in only on the one thing, the lies that were being spewed, on some of the cable news networks. Do not fall into the trap. Do not.
Like I said, I have voted Democrat and I voted Republican both.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself to be a moderate, and if I had to lean one way, or I would be a liberal conservative or conservative liberal. But
Right. That's where I am. That's why I'm dead. I'm almost dead center. But people will critique me, saying, "No, you're not, Dan, because you want universal basic income." But I correct them right away. I said, "Listen, in lieu of welfare, that's the difference. In other words, you don't get both. You don't get both welfare and UBI. You get only from one source, and that makes it more of a moderate viewpoint." So Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. And so for all of those people that were shocked at the outcome, as Larry probably already knows, I was not. It was an anticipated outcome. So there, I just wanted to, yeah,
I
go ahead.
anticipated it.
Yeah. People kept saying, oh, the other candidate is going to blow things out of the water.
Well, like I said,
Really?
I have friends that, are immigrants. They immigrated
Right.
here the legal way. They were against illegal immigration. They said, hey, we had to go through the steps. We had to go through the line. We had to
Oh,
wait our
I
turn."
know. I know. And this is how we knew that they were going to get the Hispanic vote. This is how we knew. I've known this for a long time. We don't play. We don't play.
Well,
This is
the Asians that immigrated here were for legal immigration, not illegal. And you had some of those.
exactly
So there was a lot of immigrants. A lot of the immigrants themselves that came illegally were against illegal immigration.
right. That's right. And why
And so-
people don't have, most people, a lot of people just plain don't understand that. We're a very welcoming nation with open doors. We welcome you. Come on in here. Let me give you a great big hug and a kiss on the cheek. Welcome
like
to
I said,
America.
I'm not saying immigration itself doesn't need to be changed somewhat, but you
Mm-hmm.
still need to follow the rules.
You follow the rules that are in place. Don't try and circumvent them. We'll love you even more. We'll give you more love if you follow the rules. Larry, Larry,
yeah.
the future's bright. The future's bright, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm not a hater just because I'm a registered Democrat. I'm not hating. I'm not spewing any hateful garbage. I am accepting the outcome.
I'm not registered to any party. I've not been registered to a party in years. Because like I said, I don't really go one way or the other. And I just don't want to. I don't want to hear one side spouting off against the other.
I'll admit to you that my party, they mucked things up so badly that I will be re-registering independent.
Yeah.
And so take that because I'm a moderate. I'm not a far lefty as a lot of people say.
I was a registered Democrat. I was a registered Democrat back in Indiana. Not because I was strong Democrat, because I wasn't, but in my home county, hey Mertz, if you wanted to affect the local election, you had to vote pretty much in the Democratic primary, because a lot of the Republicans never put anybody up. So that your only choice was choosing between who the Democrats had running. And then during the regular election, you could vote for the Republican if you wanted to. But then, like I said, a lot of times there wasn't a Republican, so your only choice was a Democrat. So it was best to do it during the primary. So
can you believe, Larry? Can you believe that one party outspent one party by 4-1, and they still couldn't pull off a win? What does that tell you? What does that tell you about what the American people are thinking?
Not only did the one party spend $1 billion, they still owe another $20 million.
It was. I heard this morning it was 1.3 billion, and they still have a $20 million deficit.
Yeah, like I said, they spent over $1 billion and still owed $20 million and still lost the election. So if they spent
what's 100 million?
That was more than that was 5 times what he spent.
Larry, you know what I have to say? What's a $1 billion amongst friends anyway?
Hey, just give me $1 billion. Watch me smile.
Exactly. I'll be happy with 100 million.
Hey, I'll be happy with 10. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I could make do with 1 billion.
Yeah, I probably could too. I'll make it do with less.
Listen, in the Philippines, remember now, you're still going to have what you got coming in, because that's yours already. So if you got an extra billion,
folks, Larry, thank you being so tolerant and letting me spew my take on it.
Mertz said hi to you, Dan, in case you didn't notice it, because I think you're on your phone, right?
Yeah, I can't see the chat. Folks, I'm going to try and straighten things out so that my channel memberships continue to be paid. But if a couple of you see, hey, what happened to Dan's money? Well, I just wanted to come on and let you know what happened.
Yeah.
My life has turned upside down for just a short period of time, I think. And Larry, thanks for giving me a forum.
Yeah. No
And
problem.
we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
All right. Before you go, let me tell you what Jerry says. Jerry says 20 million would buy Low Roller a lot of Bitcoin and e-jeepneys. You're right, Jerry. That would. Oh, Low Roller would be in his heyday, wouldn't he? With that much money, he would be so excited that he had that kind of cash. But I don't check his channels out. I have never checked them out. I probably never will. I don't know. He just didn't. I don't know. He just didn't appeal to me. Because if Chris didn't read his question, he'd keep repeating it until Chris did. That could be annoying. I mean, you got to remember Chris is walking around. He may not see it, just move on with it, Oh, well, that time went real fast when Stan come up. Now, Mike, you still there? Are you going to come up, or we going to shut this one down early? Now, just to remind everybody again, I'm not planning on doing a live stream next weekend. I will be in, like I said, New York City. And so like I said, if I do a live stream, it's going to be very short, but I doubt it. I'll just probably put up some videos. I still got one video I want to get done. I haven't done it yet, but I want to do it this week, and I'll get that up sometime this week. That will be me fixing a Filipino breakfast. That will be spam, rice, and eggs. I'm going to fix that. I have not had it. Never had that combination. So we're going to do that. We'll probably just do a short on it. We might do a video, but it'll be a small video. It won't be 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to show every step of it. Hey, Daz, welcome. Thank you for coming. And and then I may do another breakfast video. Maybe I'll do a typical American breakfast, what I would fix there would be probably a sausage of some type and some French toast with milk. That would be a breakfast, although who knows, I may eat it for lunch, but it's a fairly common American breakfast. So I might put up 2 American breakfasts. Hey, Mike Hunt is coming up. Give me a second. There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Like I said,
everyone.
so I'll probably put up a couple of videos this week that way. But they won't be real long ones. But being I'm not going to do a live stream next weekend, I will do one on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And then I won't do one the following week because I'm going to be in Boston area. Boston area. Like I said, I got to take my friend. He wants to go over, and not leave his car over there. Hey, Lorraine. So I'll take him over, get him where he can catch the airplane and go to China to catch up with his wife and son. They'll fly back. I do not know if I'll be picking them up, bringing them back when they come back. That's not my plan. I might end up doing it. I just don't know yet. But that'll be a couple weeks or more before he comes back. He works at a university, so it's the holiday vacation. So he'll be off for a few weeks anyway from work. So he's going to go over there. He's leaving. We're leaving after he gets off work that day. That when we go, he'll work that day. Then we'll take off after I get off work. It'll be on a Thursday, and then I'll be back probably either Saturday evening or Sunday. Probably Sunday. So that's why I'm saying I'm not going to schedule a live stream because I don't think I'll be back in time. And if I am, I'll probably be too tired to do one. So that's in December. But like I said, next weekend I'm going to New York City. I'm going to go down. Want to hit, if I can, hit Little Manila. They have a small Jollibee. The big one's in Manhattan, but I don't know if I'll be down there. We'll see. I want to hit at least one of the, if I can, one of the Jollibees. I can't promise I will, but I will promise I'm going to get some videos. I hope to get some of a Jolly with me going into Jollibee and getting some Chicken Joy or something. I've never been to a Jollibee. Somebody said peach mango pie. Have that, and I'll do a review on that. It'll be a little longer than my own cooking ones because I'll show you when I go in. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll order the food, and when I sit down, I'll show you the food. Then I'll eat the food, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the food. So it still won't be a real long one, but probably within a maybe 5 minutes or so video. But we'll see. I want to do a few more than that, but that's all going to depend on the weather and all that good, happy stuff. So right now, it looks like the weather will be decent enough that it's not calling for rain or ice or snow. They're calling for possibility of rain this Thursday, but nothing heavy. So I got to work Thursday anyway, so we'll see. And I want to thank everybody for coming, especially Mike for coming up to give me
no
some
problem.
companies. And
No problem.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it makes for a much more interesting video if I have somebody to talk with, and then read the comments that we may get. CBGB says we got a super moon. All right, those are nice. If it's not too cloudy and you can see it, I haven't been outside. I'll go out later and see if I can see it here. But today, I never left my apartment. I've opened the front door up a few times and looked outside. It was nice, bright and sunny. Got in the mid 50s here for a high, but I never stepped outside. There was no reason for it. I thought about going down and checking my mail. I was like, nah, I can wait till tomorrow. I'll get out and do more things tomorrow. I just kind of took it easy the last couple of days. And like I said, now Monday, I can sleep in an hour on Monday if I want because I usually have to be at work at 6 and I don't have the doctor's appointment till 7. And then I took the whole day off because I don't know how long I will be at the doctor's. I work 6 to 4.
Are you
So
doing
do I
all
want
right?
somebody to cover like the first 4 hours or first 5? Just let somebody have the whole shift and I'll take the day off without pay. I don't care. I'm financially good enough shape that I can take a day off once. I can't do it all the time, but I can take a day off once in a while without pay and save my vacation days for other things. Now, if I have to take too many days off, like in December, I have to take 2 days off. I may take those as vacation days. I have to go to the VA again. For those of us who are older, I have to get a colonoscopy. And for
Ooh.
those of us who had them, they're no fun. You got to prepare for it. Then you got the kind of medicine they give you, you're going to want to go to sleep and spend most of the day in bed anyway. I can't remember what time the colonoscopy is going to be, but I just went ahead and took the next day off as well because I don't want to take a chance that I'm still out of it when I need to drive into work. I'm actually going to spend the night at the VA hospital because if you don't, then you have to have somebody that come in and sit there and wait on you because you can't drive. And whoever's going to drive you has to be in the hospital. They have to sign the paperwork saying they're there and they're going to take you home. And they have to stay there the entire time with you. And that would mean a friend of mine would have to take some time off. What happens if the weather's bad? And they told me I can just stay at the hospital. I'll stay at the hospital. Why put anybody through that? Because there's no need for it. I mean, I'll just take my CPAP machine in with me. They'll fix me up in the room. I'll go in the room and I'll just sleep most of the day anyway. And I can leave my car there in the parking lot. That's on hospital grounds with the VA officers, security officers or police officers. They carry guns. So I don't know which one they're considered. will be out there checking once in a while. So it's not like it's left completely by itself. You're, like I said, you got the hospital staff coming and going, so they're going to be, because a hospital, good well is open 24/7. They don't shut down for the holidays. They may lower their staff, but they're there, somebody's there 24/7, and that includes security. I've been security. We don't get holidays off unless it happens to be a scheduled day off or you take it as vacation. Security works 24/7, 365 days out of the year. I don't care what day of the, unless you work at a site that shuts down and don't want security, which is where I work now. If they're shut down, they don't want us there, which means I get that day off. Which means I'll probably have Thanksgiving off, which is fine. I'll probably have, like I said, I'll either take the day off without pay or take a vacation day. I got both. I mean, I can take it without pay or I can take it vacation. It just depends on how I feel. I have created myself a nice little bubble of financial security. It's not big, but if I don't get stupid, I can take some days off once in a while and not worry about it. A year ago, I couldn't do that. I was that bad in debt. I was heavy in debt. And so I have a couple small debts that I got to pay. But like I said, with my Social Security, like I said, I'm 71, so I'm getting Social Security. Plus, I'm working 40 hours a week. And I ain't paying off my major bills. My credit cards are gone. They're paid for. I just got them paid off. Really, I just paid them off finally. And so it gives me a little more leeway or fluctuation with my income. I still got to watch what I spend if I want to save money to go to the Philippines. So I can't get too stupid. That's why I said I can take more time off if I wanted to, but then I'm not saving the money I need to save to prepare to move. And I know some people that have never lived in the States may not understand. Let me break it down. I spend more money on my rent than most Filipinos make in a month. Now, that's just my rent. And if you throw in my electricity on top of that, very few. There are people. Don't get me wrong. There are Filipinos that make more than that, but we're looking at thousands of pesos for each one. What's the average income? Did they say, like, let's say if you make $200 a week US in the Philippines, you cannot pay my rent and my electricity. I don't want to get into specifics, and I don't live in a real expensive place. I live in a nice place, but there's places around here cost you almost double what I'm paying. They're not quite double, but you're looking at, for places around here, 60, not where I live. Mine's less than this. There's places that'll cost you 70,000 pesos a month. There's places where we're in my apartment complex that will cost you that much money. But those are like 2 bedrooms, and they're a little more they've been updated, and they have more room on the outside than I have. If I was to move from this apartment to one of them that's been remodeled, my rent would go up to over $70,000 just for a 1-bedroom apartment. All right, that's how much, and I don't pay that anywhere near that much. I pay, let's see, maybe 40,000 a month in pesos. Like I said, if I moved into one of them that's been remodeled in the same size as mine, I'd be paying 60 to 70,000. That's how much more it would go up. Uh, so, like I said, I've got myself in a decent situation. I could live here without my Social Security if I was working. I'd have to stay 40 hours a week. Wouldn't be able to take the time off without pay. But I could make, with what I make working, I could live here, no problem. I could live here on my Social Security, but I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd pay my rent, pay for my groceries, pay for my electricity. I wouldn't be able to pay for a car, and I'd have to have a used car that's already paid for.
Yeah, you gotta have a car.
And yeah, you got to have a car, unless you're close enough that you can walk to everything, or have a bus
Yeah,
to go get your groceries and come back. But if
Even
you're working,
then-
you got to have a car.
you can only get
Uh.
so many groceries and you take it back.
Yeah. And go get your groceries and take you a long time. I have seen people walking from where they live to a grocery store and back, but evidently they live close enough that they feel comfortable doing that. I live a few miles from a grocery store. All right. So I'm not doing that. I can walk a short distance, get to a bus, and catch the bus to somewhere where I can walk probably a short distance to get to the grocery store, which is fine when the weather's nice. But what about when the weather's 2 foot of snow out there
And you can't
and
get
below
ice
zero?
cream.
Below zero.
You can't get ice cream and frozen stuff because it'll thaw.
During the summer here, your ice cream would thaw out by the time you got home.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be buying ice cream unless you're going to eat a tear. So like I said, I went without a car a few years ago. And when I say few, I'm talking more than probably 30 years ago. But I lived close to family, and they would take me places when I needed to go. And I felt like I had my legs cut off, because I couldn't just go out and get in my car and go anywhere. I had to wait for somebody to take me because I didn't have a bus that would take me where I needed to go. I was not now I didn't live close enough to walk to these things. But later on, when the weather got a little bit nicer, I had a motorcycle and I couldn't ride it when it first happened. My car got totaled during the winter, and I didn't have the money to buy another car. So I had to have somebody give me a ride to work, pick me up from work. If I need to go somewhere else, I had to wait for somebody to come get me because I couldn't ride my motorcycle because it wasn't insured for that time of year. And so once the insurance kicked in, then I could ride. And I had a fairly large trunk on my bike that I could go pick stuff up, put in the truck, and go back home. But man, you had to put thermals on. You had to, you really had to layer up in the morning because it'd be in the 30s, and you get any speed up on a motorcycle in the 30s, that's cold. Let me tell you, you are cold.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, I only lived a couple miles from work. So I left a little early, took my time getting in, and then the ride home, because I had to be there at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, depending on the day of the week. And then on the ride home, it'd be warmer, so I could go a little faster. And if I had to go to the grocery store or something like that, I would do that. I'd go get gas. And then when the weather got nicer, I was able to enjoy the ride. And then that fall, when the weather started turning cold again, I'd saved up enough money that I could buy another car, which is what I did. But during that time frame, there was almost 9 months, I was without a car. And now I bought the car before I had to, because I still had the bike insurance for a couple more months. But once it started getting cold again, I went ahead and got the car, and I rode the bike after I got off work, and I drive the car to and from work. But it was a tough few months when I had to have somebody pick me up and take me where I had to go, and pick me up and bring me back home. And because you were inconvenienced to your family or your friends, mostly my family. My family was helping me out. I lived next door to my brother. My mom didn't live that far from me. So it was really an inconvenience for them more than anything else. So like I said, once I got to where I could ride my bike, I said, don't worry about it. Unless the weather is really bad, I take the bike in. So unless there was snow on the ground, I rode the bike in and back home. So yeah, here, especially in the smaller cities, which is Chambies. How you doing, Chambies? Let me give you a blue jacket. There you go, Chamby. You got a blue jacket. We don't want you to be cold. And if you want to put your channel link up, all you got to do is hit LLL, and my Nightbot will drop it for you. But yeah, it's so like I said, it was a pain there for a while. And it's something I don't want to go through again if I don't have. Well, I got sideswiped, T-boned back in 21, and totaled my car. And I rented a car to go to and from work. This is during the chip shortage, and I was looking at buying another car, and I had the money to go buy the car. But because of the chip shortage, huge amount of money for a used car, huge. I went and looked at a Subaru Forester and a Subaru Outback and a couple others. But those two, I remember, they were 3 years old. All right. You know how much less they were? And they had the same package as the brand new ones, which I would have to wait a month to get the brand new ones. All right. Because they were sold. You had to order it, then wait for it to come in, and it'd be a month or more before you get your car. You know what a used one cost you? Only $3,000 less than a brand new one. These are 3-year-old vehicles with 20-some thousand miles on them. And only $3,000 less than a brand new one. It's like, no, I'm not doing it, you know. And I'm just not going to pay that kind of money for using it. I've never owned a new car in my life. So I went to a Subaru dealer, and they happened to have two Subaru. I'm trying to think of the Crosstracks. I have a Crosstrack. The name was slipping my mind for a minute. They had a black one and a silver one, both premium package. I mean, the top of the line package. That's the only reason they had them. People didn't want to spend that kind of money. I figured if I'm going to overspend, I'm going to get a brand new car. So I bought one of them. I bought the silver one, and so I did. I paid over it for it, but it's got all the bells and whistles and the sunroof or the moonroof, whatever the heck you want to call it. I never use it unless it's at night, because I burn too easy, so I don't open it up anymore. But I like the car, but I would have rather had the Forester or something a little bit larger. But I would have had to wait a month, and I didn't have renter insurance on my car insurance to pay for it. And to rent a car was going to cost me as much or awful close to the same amount of money that I took home every week from working. So in other words, I go rent a car, I'm going to turn around and give it to the rental place, and I'm going to work pretty much for nothing, you know, after I pay for the rental. Yeah. And that was just for 4 days. I couldn't rent it for I was working 4 days. And that was working just 4 days a week. And then I had to turn the car back in each day just to about break even. I mean, each week. And it's like, no, I'll buy this brand new one. I'll wait a week to get it. I'll take a week off without pay. And I'll sit home for a week, and then I'll go pick up my car. Which is what I did. And that's the only reason I bought a brand new one. I've always bought used, and the last couple of used ones were like 2 years old or 3 years old. And I'm happy with those. But I couldn't do it. It was just 3 years and only $3,000 cheaper. No, because you lose a couple thousand just driving it off the lot when you buy a brand new car. As soon as your name goes in the title, what you paid for it, it's no longer worth that. It's worth less money.
Yeah, that's my Crosstrek is what my wife has, my ex-wife. She loves it. And I got an Outback myself.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they had a nice Outback. It was, like I said, 3 years old. I want to say only 22,000 miles, which is not bad for a 3-year-old car. You know, it's a little over 7,000 miles a year, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's only $3,000 less than a brand new one with the same package.
Right.
And the same thing with the Forester.
And the
engine
nice higher.
but it was only about $3,000 less than a brand new one with the same package.
And the interest is higher because it's used.
Huh?
The interest is higher because it's used.
Yeah. Well, the reason was because, like I said, this was during the chip shortage. 21, all used cars were overpriced because they were having trouble making new ones. So if you went in and trade, like my car was a 2012 RAV4. All right. This is 21, 9 years later. I got over $10,000 out of it because they had to pay replacement value at the time. If it had been wrecked in 2020, I'd have got maybe 6,000 out of it, 5 or 6. But because it was 2021 during the chip shortage, I got $10,000 out of it after they paid it off. It was almost paid off anyway. I took home after the car was paid off about $9,500. And I used that as a down payment. I put $10,000 down on my car, my new car. So I got my payments down some, but I still overpaid for it because I really didn't want the full package. I didn't want the premium package, but that's all I could get.
Yeah, but
You know?
you trade it in. If you got a premium package, you get more for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trading it in. I'm going to keep it until I move, and I'll sell it for whatever I can get out of it. It's just like my furniture. When I go to leave, I will call one of these auction places or used furniture places and take the best offer I get for the furniture. Just have them come in, tell me what, have a couple places come in, look it over. This is how much we'll give you. Whoever offers me the most money, yours, take it. Get it out of my hair.
Hello, Chamby's World.
Hey, Jamie's World. Pamela is the way Elvis says it. Pamela, how you doing? Thank you for coming. But so like I said, I hope to get enough I should get enough out of the car. But I'm hoping to get enough out of the furniture to pay for my flight. If I don't, that's fine. LV.
There's LV.
LV's here. Hello, LV. LV, I'm sorry I hadn't been in your stream the last few days. On Thursday, a friend of mine's wife and son needed to go over to Boston so they can catch a plane on Friday to go to China. And he couldn't take them because he had to work Friday. And he really couldn't afford to take the day off. He's not been with his job a real long time.
Pamela.
He's been there a while, but plus he's taking time off to himself to go to China later. And so he asked me if I would drive him over, and his sister. I've known them both. Well, I've known the sister the longest. I've known her about 35 years. I've known the brother about
Hey, LV.
somewhere between 25 and 30 years. I've known him almost 30 years. I know the whole family. I mean, I've known his wife since they got married, and his son since he was born. But anyway, he asked me if I'd drive him over, and they paid. I used her car. He paid for the gas, paid for the tolls, and paid for the meals, and I just did the driving. And like I said, her sister-in-law, my friend, his sister, rode with me to keep me company on the way back, so I wouldn't have to drive back by myself. So I left. I got off work at 4. Got to their place, or I was meeting him at his sister's place. So I got to his sister's place a little after 5. We took off from there around 6:30, and we got back somewhere around 1 o'clock in the morning. By the time I got to bed, it was 2 o'clock Friday morning. So I spent a lot of time in bed Friday, 2 o'clock Friday morning. When I finally went to bed, like I said, I spent a lot of Friday in bed. And when I was up, I just didn't feel like doing a whole lot. And then I didn't do a whole lot today either. And so I'll get back to normal tomorrow. I have Monday off because I have to go to the doctor's. I have my foot checked. I have a sore on the bottom of my left foot. They want to check out because I'm diabetic. pre-diabetic, however.
You and me
say, well,
both.
depends on, well, I don't take insulin, but I have to take glipizide. I don't take metformin. I take glipizide. I take glipizide and a Zentec once a week. The Zentec's once a week, and then glipizide every day. I take one in the morning, one in the evening, and so it's like we're doing all right. I think I'm going to have to increase the glipizide because I've not been behaving myself here recently, but we'll see. And so, like I said, I did that, and then in December, I'll be taking him over to Boston as well. And I think his mom and his sister's going with us. So I can take him over to Boston so he can catch his plane to China to catch up with his son and daughter, daughter, listen to me. They only have one kid, but his son and his wife. Then they'll come back. I have no clue who's picking him up when he comes back. It may be me. I don't know. I haven't been told, so I'm not asking. I'll leave it up to them. So we'll do that, and then we'll see. Maybe they take a plane back, or maybe they'll take the bus back to Albany and get picked up here, because there'd be a lot of people in one car when all three of them come back. So we'll see. We don't know. But like I said, next weekend there won't be a live stream because I'm going to be down in New York City. Hopefully checking out a Jollibee's. I want to go to a Jollibee's while I'm down there. Do some other videos besides that. Then I'll do my Thanksgiving live stream the week after. It'll be a couple days after Thanksgiving. And then I'll probably have another week. Like I said, I'll have another weekend off because I've got to take him to Boston. And then I'm going to spend some time in Boston sightseeing, so I'll get some videos there while I'm back in Boston. I've been there before and did some videos, but we'll do it again. Then I'll be back to doing my weekly live streams. But like I said, I will get some videos up. This week I'll put up a couple videos because I'm not doing a live stream. I'll probably put up another one on Saturday to help make up for not having a live stream that day. So I have some content up to keep the content up, I try to keep the viewership up. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to take our time and try to get everything done. And you gotta try to, like I said, I'm trying not to make this a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week, but I do enjoy doing the live streams, especially. I do the videos because you got to put some content up besides live streams, or I'd lose a lot of customers. But so that's what we'll do. We'll keep doing it. When I will start doing it more earnestly is when I move to the Philippines, because it'll be a lot more new stuff to me all the time, especially when I first get there. I will still do live streams even when I'm there. I'm trying to decide if I want to let people know I'm going to the Philippines until after I'm there. Have a live stream scheduled and then just say, oh, guess what? I'm here wherever I'm at, in the Philippines. I'm here in Manila. I'm here in Cebu. Just got here this week. I thought I'd say hi. Let's talk. But everybody will know. Whoops, excuse me. And everybody will know that I'm going, but they won't know when. Because like I said, everybody knows I want to go there. So we're not just the exact date. I might keep secret. I haven't decided because I may not be able to contain my excitement and say, hey guys, I'll be there. I may want to, let it out. And so we'll see on that because that's too far away. I don't like making plans that far out because things are subject to change. Because like I said, I don't know where I'm going. I really don't. Like I said, I mentioned this earlier. I thought it was over 700 while I was wrong. It's 860, about 862 miles from where I live to where my mom is, one way. And so, like I said, I'm far enough away that don't want to be any farther than that. With my mom being 98, going on 99 in January. And I'm not going to go anywhere until after she passes. I got to work at least another year because, like I said, I really did. I just got out of debt. Where I'm talking about my credit cards and all that. I just got them all paid off. So now I got to save money. So I'm looking at least another year. And I'm thinking maybe 2 years. Depends on how quickly the money gets saved, how the peso to USD exchange goes. Because the lower it gets, in other words, the stronger the peso gets, the more I'm going to have in USD to cover things. But that's fine. I mean, I don't expect to live an extravagant lifestyle. That's not what I want to do. I want to live what I would consider a comfortable lifestyle, which could be smaller, a place smaller than this. I don't need a place this big. I really don't. But I want a small. I don't want a studio apartment. But a 1-bedroom apartment over there is smaller than a 1-bedroom apartment over here. And if I find a large enough studio, that might be large enough, at least, especially at first. I'm not looking to say, well, this is the first place I moved to. I'm not saying this is where I'm going to live for a year. I want to find a place I can look around and find a place I think is comfortable to me. So you got to have money for that. And then you sign your long-term lease. Like I said, right now my goal is Cebu, and I plan on staying there for about a year. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to be there the entire time for that year. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to have a base of operation and then go check out. If I don't really love Cebu, that will give me a base of operation to go out and check some other places out, such as Davao, Iloilo, outside of Manila, Leyte, maybe Ormoc or Tacloban, or however they Tacloban, or however it's pronounced. So some of those other places, check them out. And some of those places I want to check out anyway, but I'm saying I may go there to check them out to see, is this a place I would be comfortable moving to? Which means I would spend a little more time there, The first visit would be, no, this place doesn't suit me. Take it off the list. And then you get a couple that you think, well, yeah, I kind of like these places. Then you go back and check them out a little more in detail. But like I said, that's may never happen outside of just visiting, because I may decide Cebu's the place for me and I don't want to go anywhere else. We'll see. I don't
A lot
know.
of single women there.
Huh?
A lot of single women there, from what I heard.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that. That's not why I'm going to the Philippines.
Yeah.
That is a plus. Don't get me wrong.
That's for me.
No. Like I said, I'm not saying I find that as a negative. I'm just saying that's not. I'm going because I want to live on my Social Security. I can't do that here unless I want to live in some bowed up little place that's got nothing to offer you, and then you're spending almost all your money just to live. All right, because you can live off what I got coming in certain states and certain cities in those states. You can't do it in every state. You can't do it in every city in those states. I can live in my hometown where I'm from on what I got coming in.
That's good.
But I don't want to live there. I don't like ice and snow. And that's what I'm going to have there. Every winter it's going to be icy and snowy. That's not what I want. The places that are warm without ice and snow is places I can't afford to live, or they're so run down and crime ridden, you don't want to live there.
Right.
So, I'm looking at affordability. Like I said, there are some places that, yeah, okay, I can live there, but I don't like the weather.
Yeah.
I can live in my hometown. According to the things I see on the internet, what I have coming in, I got more coming in than what they say you have to live there. They have a VA outreach program there, which so I can use it. I can afford to find a place to live. I don't think it'd be as nice as this one, but I can find a place to live. And, I'd have to have a car, but it doesn't have to be new. You have to furnish the place, because you're not getting furnished places in India. Well, you can, but they're not the best furniture. Because I lived in a furnished apartment back in my hometown for a while. It was okay, but it wasn't great. But that's not what I want. I want something where the weather is nice all year round, or warm, because I hate cold. I can take the cold, I just don't like it. Because like I said, I was raised up in it, so I can take it. I just don't care for snow, and I don't care for the cold.
Right.
And so the places you got to look at is like South America or the Asian countries. Those are the places that you can afford to live more comfortably on the money I got coming in than I can live in the States. If I was going to do it while my mom was still alive, it'd probably be South America, because I could be home in a day, no problem. From almost any location in South America, you can catch a plane out that day, be home that day. But that's not the area I want to live in. There's places there that U.S. currency, you don't have to worry about the exchange rate, because they use the USD. They use American money. But it's just not for me. I would rather go to the Philippines. And like I said, in Asian countries, you can afford to live in places like Vietnam on what I got coming in. You can live in Thailand, although Thailand makes it a little more difficult to live there, not to visit, but to live there. With what I have coming in, they want you to have more money than more money than you got to have to live on.
Right.
See, they want you to, so to visit, it's no problem. You got, like I said, Vietnam, I can live there. I can live in Cambodia. I can live in quite a few. Malaysia, I could probably afford to live in Malaysia on what I got coming in. But like I said, of those choices, I prefer the Philippines. Now, some say, well, that's because they speak English. Well, they speak English in Malaysia. Okay. And if you go to the tourist areas, which I could probably still afford in Vietnam, they speak English there. Like I said, by my time in the military, and you probably served with some Filipinos as well. I'm not sure if you did or not, but I did.
Yeah. I had a Filipino girlfriend when I was in Korea.
I had a Filipino girlfriend in San Diego. Yeah, a couple of them actually, because I was there a couple different times. But I'm just saying, I served with a lot of Filipinos and got along quite well with them. Got to know some of their families, because they were married, but we were kind of friends. I mean, not the kind of friends that ran around, because they were married. I'm single, but friendly enough that they would invite me over to their house for parties and stuff, and I would go. We'd have a good time. If I had a party, they knew they could come, and some of them did. When I was on shore duty, and so I found them to be very friendly, very sociable. I enjoyed that, and so that is another reason why I tend to lean towards the Philippines. That plus, like I said, they speak English. The signs are in English. So it's just all those things that, to me, says the Philippines for me. Because that's what you got to do. You got to decide where you are going to feel comfortable, where you want to be. Like I said, there's a couple places I could go. I just don't see how I would like it more than the Philippines. I could go to Vietnam and live, but I just don't think I would like it as much. I don't think the people are as friendly. I mean, they're friendly, but I don't think they're quite as friendly as the Filipino people. For you, if you want to date, now I'm not into dating somebody real young. That's not my thing. But for somebody that is, that Vietnam is not the place, because they tend to date closer to their own age. From my understanding, I don't know if you know who Enrique is. Life Beyond the Sea. He was in the Philippines for a while. I mean, the Vietnam for a while. And I followed him over there. Now he dated a very lovely woman, closer to his age, but she wanted to move somewhere else to start another business, and he wasn't into that. They seemed to be very compatible, got along real well, but until she decided she had to do another business and go to another country, and that wasn't for him. But it seemed like Vietnam was a nice place, a place I could go to, but it's not a place I would enjoy as much. So why go? I mean, it's a
Right.
place might be nice to visit after I get everything settled out. I don't know if I'll go visit any other country or not while I'm over there. That's not my goal to run all over Asia. I've been to Japan when I was in the Navy. I've been to China as a civilian, and also I've been to Hong Kong a couple times while I was in the Navy. I've been to Taiwan while I was in the Navy a couple times. I've been to the Philippines a couple times in the Navy. And I've never been to Korea, though. Well, there's places like I said, never was. My orders to Vietnam was during the Vietnam War, and they were canceled, so I didn't go. My older brother was in Vietnam during the war on a ship. He was Navy as well. But myself, no, I never went. So there's places I've never been to that might be interesting to see. Like I said, Korea, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, those places. But I don't know if I'm going to be that interested once I get over there. I don't know how much I'm going to want to travel out of Vietnam. I mean, out of the Philippines. I'm seriously thinking about it. I'm going to get over there, and I may go for the SRRV with the military SRRV. Everything's telling me that you don't have to be retired military to do it. And I know at my age it's easier to do because you don't have to get the 50 state police report or the FBI report. You don't have to have it at my age. It's no longer needed. So there'll be some benefits to being as old as I am. But
Maris.
hey, Maris, how you doing? Welcome. So that's something I'll look into as I get closer. Do I want to start it up right at the bat, or do I want to wait till I get over there and see how well I like it?
Yeah.
I lean towards doing it before I go, getting everything set up. I really do. I lean towards that, if you want to know the truth.
You probably enjoy Cebu.
I know I'm going to enjoy Cebu, but will I love it enough that that's where I want to live? That's
Yeah.
the question. I think I may. I think I may, but I may decide I want something smaller. I may decide it's too large. That's the only thing I'm looking at. The rest of it, I think I'll love, but I may decide, hey, I want something a little smaller. And so, there's places that are close to the same size, but they have smaller fields to, like Davao, Iloilo, living outside of Manila in some of the smaller areas, and you got Manila to run into anytime you want. See, because that would be similar to my hometown. I lived in a town of only about 70,000 people, but within an hour, I could be in Indianapolis. A couple hours, I could be in Chicago or St. Louis,
Yeah.
So I lived in a smaller town, but I could commute fairly easy into the bigger cities. And now I did live in San Diego while I was in the Navy, so I have lived in big cities or bigger cities. I mean, that San Diego is nowhere near the size of LA, Chicago, or any of those places, or Manila, or New York City. But there's still a couple of million people. It's probably close to the size of Cebu. And I enjoyed that, but I was a much younger man. So we'll have to see. But it's where I want to start. I think it's where I'm going to start. Unless something happens to change my mind, that is my goal, to be my first base of operations.
Choice?
Yeah, it's my first choice for base of
What's
operations.
your second choice?
My second choice would be outside of Manila right now.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to. Another choice would be Clark, Angeles City area, and not downtown Angeles, not down by Walking Street, but away from that. You've got some nice. That's where Tim lives, and there's a lot of nice areas outside, because Walking Street itself is only a couple blocks long. just avoid it. You don't, you know, just avoid that area. There's a lot to do. Uh, you're not too far away, but that's only because I want somewhere I can fly into fairly easy when I first get there. That's the reason why those are the choices to me. Because you want a base of operations where you can fly in and out or take the boat in and out fairly easy to go check out the other locations if you don't like where you land at. That's one of the main reasons why Cebu is so appealing to me. You can fly directly into Cebu. Tim says it's very nice in his area, and like I said, he doesn't go down to Walking Street unless he's like if you go visiting, he might take you down there so you can see it, but he doesn't go down there for it. He has his girlfriend. He's got his own place. He rents a house. He's got his girlfriend. He says Clark is a great airport. So, like I said, that's what I'm saying. I want something like that for my first base of operation, so I can fly in fairly easy. If I don't like, I may like the area, but say, hey, this is not for me. I want something a little different. Whether it be I want something larger, something smaller, whatever the case may be, something with easier access to nature. Because I don't know what every place is going to have. Or maybe you get into it with maybe you start dating somebody and it doesn't end well, and you're like, I got to get away from her, and
Yeah.
you never know. Like I said, I'm not going there to find a girlfriend. If it happens, it happens. But I want to find my place to live first. I want to find a place that's going to make me happy with that locale, and then try to find someone that'll like living in that area as well. So the girlfriend's second or third thing on my list. And I prefer someone older. I don't mean as old as me. She didn't have to be that old, but I don't want someone that's a teenager. That's way too young, early, even the 20s, unless she's really a fantastic person. I think it's too young for me. I even will go so far as say the 30s are too young for me. But that would depend upon the individual. But if we're talking generality here, all right, generally speaking, I want someone that's probably in their 50s or 40s, maybe 60s, but somewhere like 40 and mid. Let's go. I'll even go younger if you want, mid 30s and up. Someone that's had some life experiences. You take an overseas foreign worker, she could be younger because she's got a lot of experience in dealing with other people, knowing what the value of a dollar is, because she took that job to help her family, and she knows what she makes, and she knows what she has to, how little that actually goes in that area, and what it takes to help, so that gives her a little more maturity if she's done that for a few years. So she's had something to give her some life experience, give her a little more maturity. And so that's the kind of things I'll be looking at. I mean, let's say she's straight out of high school, I'm sorry, she's not going to know. That's just there's guys that do it. And that's what they want. Do it as long as they're legal age and they're happy. I don't care. I knew a guy. Oh, this was about 40 years ago. And he was probably pushing mid to late 30s, maybe early 40s, but he would say you should never date anyone that's more than half your age. So if you're 32, well, he said you had to wait till they were 8, so 36 and up. You should never be more than half your age. So at 42, 21 is good enough. And, he says, they shouldn't be more than half your age or you're dating too young. So with me, that would put them at 35 going on. By the time I get over there around 36, if you go by that. And that sounds like not a bad rule, but we'll see. I may decide that's too young. I don't know. Like I said, that's not what I'm going over there for. I'm going over for a better life for myself. And if I meet someone, a better life for the two of us. it's like a friend of mine asked me about a friend of theirs if I was interested in dating. I said, if they're not willing to move to the Philippines, don't even bother talking to me because I'm not staying here. I'm just not going to happen. I'm not getting involved with anybody that's not willing to leave and go to the Philippines. And that's not the case. So it's like, don't bother me, no. I'm not staying here. I mean, if I stay here, that means I'm going to have to keep working, or they're going to have to work, or they're going to have money coming in because I can't afford to live here without working.
Right.
And that I don't want to work forever. It's just not me. I've been working since I was 15 years old. I've had a regular job. Off and on, there's been some times without work, but I got my first real job. I'm talking about not paper route, not shoveling snow, not raking leaves, cutting grass. First regular job where I had to go in and got fired from. I was 15 years old. I worked at an A&W Rubber stand. The next job I had was at a Bonanza Steakhouse, which is like a Ponderosa if you have a Ponderosa around you. They were competitors. And I worked there until I went in the Navy. And, I actually quit there at the end of December, went to the Navy in March. But I quit because I knew I was going to the Navy and I was going to graduate and go up to Iowa to visit my cousins. I graduated in January, so it's like I don't want to work into the next tax year. Let's quit now. The tax season, it's over with. And then I'll go in the Navy and not have to worry about it. And then I went in the Navy and I've worked in gas stations and everything else since. I've been in the service-related field most of my life. So yeah, I've been working off and on since I was 15 years old, man. I'm 71.
Yeah, you're ready for retirement.
I'm tired. I'm not ready to retire. I'm tired. I'm ready to retire from work, but I'm tired. But it's been a good life. I mean, I had a lot of fun. That's why I was in debt for so much, because I had a lot of fun. My father went on total disability when he was 47. He drove trucks cross country and he lifted something wrong. I think he was helping load his truck. I might have been helping unload. Because back in the 60s, the drivers helped load and unload their own trucks. Now, my dad, a lot of times when he pulled into certain places, he could go someplace and hire a couple people to unload his truck for him. And he would do that. But this time he was loading or unloading, help load or unload his truck. And he pulled a bow out of the place. He went from 258 pounds down to 150 in 3 months and never worked another day the rest of his life. That was it. He was 47 years old. And he used to tell me, he said, if I was faking this, I could enjoy this. I could really enjoy being home and not working if I was faking this. And so I always thought, why put it off? Enjoy today. And that was my mindset for years. Why put things off? You're not guaranteed to have your health. Enjoy it today. So I went into debt a lot. I paid off my debts and go back into debt off and on all my life. I did it, And then I finally got to the point where, I'm not going to be able to keep working forever. Now it's time to get out of debt, save some money, and decide what you want to do so you can live on your Social Security. And I decided that about 2 years ago. Yeah, late in life. But I've been busting my backside for about the last 3 years and getting my bills all straightened out. And then I had to buy the car. I was hoping to wait on that, but like I said, the car was totaled. So that put a crimp in a little bit. And I got the only bills I have now is if I have something on my credit card, I consider it a bill now, not debt, because I pay it off every month. I don't spend any money I can't pay off. Every month, whatever I spend is paid for. So there is no interest on that. I pay it. As soon as it comes in, I pay it. And it just paid off every month. It's just take care of it. I don't spend every month on all of my cards, but occasionally I will, and I pay it off every month. Last month, I spent about $11 on one of my cards because I had to buy it on the internet, and I used my PayPal. My PayPal charges one of my cards. And so then I paid them off. And if I buy anything from Amazon, I have an Amazon credit card. It comes in, it gets paid off as soon as it comes in, unless I know there's going to be another charge on it before the end of the month, and I wait till that charge is on there. So I pay it off every month. And here, let me show you some. I don't know if you can see these things or not. These things here, they hold your glasses in place. That's what was $11. That's counting shipping, and I got 3 sets of them. So I can go like this. My glasses don't move.
If I look down sometimes, my glasses will come off.
I know, that's what I'm saying. These hold those things. There's 3 sets. It was 9 something, counting tax and everything. It was like $11 and something. That was including shipping. I got it off the internet, and so I saw that. I said, well, that little bit of money, I want to try it because I get tired of doing this all the time, pushing the glasses back up as I'm walking down the road.
Yeah.
And so I bought them, and this is still the first set. They do come off behind your ear occasionally if you're not careful. But I see why they send you 3, though. So far, I've not lost it. I've had to pull it from back behind my ear and put it back on. I guess I could probably get a heat gun and heat it up to where it'd be welded to the ear thing or where it wouldn't come off. But like I said, for $11, it was like, all right, I'll try that. You're getting 3. They have another style, that hook on there, and you could pull it tight and loosen it up, kind of like a strap. If I decide I don't like this, I'll get that, and that's like another $11. Not real expensive. And if it solves my problem, it's worth the money, and it's worth the gamble to see if it will to me. And right now, this is working pretty well. Occasionally, if I don't adjust it right, it'll hurt the ear a little bit. And that's because I got it adjusted wrong. And if I readjust it, it quits hurting. And so that's what I got to worry about right now is making sure it's adjusted right. And when I take it off, be careful so it doesn't come off, and I put it back on. I spread it out, put it on, and make sure it's back in there. And do the same thing when I take it off. I spread it out a little bit and take it off. And make sure they're both on there, because sometimes it'll stay behind the ear and you won't notice it until you look at your earpiece and see, oh, it's not there, and you reach back there and there it is. You pull it out and put it back on.
Yeah.
So I've been wearing it now for about 3 or 4 days. I'm trying to remember Wednesday or Thursday is the first time I wore it. And but it does a pretty good job. So I like it because, like I said, I can take it and it doesn't come off.
What they look like?
Well, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Now you can take it off. Got a little hole there that you just put it in. And I slide it up above that bend. And so I have the thing like the ear, notice how the ear goes, and this goes the same way. If you put it on the other way, I don't think it would work as well. So then I spread this out, go behind it, and make sure it goes back. And there it is.
That's simple.
I don't remember if they were made in China or where they're made at, but they're like a little rubber-like thing. And it works quite well. Like I said, they got another kind that's like a strap that you attach to both ear pieces somehow. And then that you can loosen it up and you just flip it on, and then you can tighten it up, which will do the same thing, but it's a different style of doing it. And I think they were just a little more expensive, but I thought I'll try these, see how I like them. And if I don't like them, I'll get the others. They're not that, I think you get like 2 for $9 instead of 3, I could be wrong. It might be just $1 more and you get 3 more. I mean, you still get 3. I don't remember, but I had to decide between the 2, and I picked this style. And they've been working pretty well. I haven't had them on for a week yet, but that's all right. Hey, Shell, how you doing?
Hey, Shell.
So it's just, it's, but yeah, it's been a good week outside of Thursday. Thursday was a little pain, all the 22 hours up, So thank you, Shell. We appreciate that.
Yep.
We've been going almost 2 hours raiding from Elvie. And I appreciate the raid. All right, Tim, you take care, man. Tell your girlfriend if that's who's coming, hi. You enjoy yourself. And that's getting close to time for me to go. Hey, Shane, how you doing? RD.
Hey, RD.
I didn't know I hadn't given RD a monitor yet. All right, RD, you have monitor now, buddy. Darling, I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking RD is a female, but I won't guarantee my life. I bet my life on it.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
is.
Pamela, welcome back, Pamela. Thank you. Pamela's been here a couple times. Lorraine's back. Thank you, Lorraine, for coming back. We
Hey,
appreciate that. Like I said, they've been over to Elvie's. Now they're raiding here. Elvie put them on a raid. So we appreciate that. Adds time and in some cases adds viewers. Like I said, Pamela and Lorraine's been here before, so it doesn't add a viewer, but it adds more time. RD adds time. Shell adds RD. RD and Shell both add
Hey, Madeline.
viewers and Manila.
Madeline.
Thank you, Madeline. Hello. Madeline, thanks for coming.
Butcher.
We appreciate the raid from Elvie. We appreciate it. But yeah, it's getting close to time to shut this one down.
Yeah.
Go over and join Elvie's and leave it running in the background. I'm going to do some other things. But
Okay. Well,
I want to thank you for coming up. It's
hey, no
almost.
problem.
I've been going almost 2 hours. I want to wait till I hit 2 hours, and I'll shut it. It's just a little over 2 minutes.
Okay.
So if you want to hang.
Yeah, I'll hang
All
for
right.
2 minutes.
Like I said, I might as well hit the 2 hours before I shut it down.
Right.
It's 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Like I said, that close, I might as well do it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I had you come up, Dan come up, so it was a nice live stream having visitors. Always enjoy the visitors, and but that does it makes for a more lively, it makes more entertaining, at least for me. Live stream if I have visitors, even if I don't always agree. Like you might remember that one guy was
Yeah.
I
The
didn't agree with him on
Democrat.
a lot of things, but it still was entertaining. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want that every week. Thank you very much, but for the one time was quite nice. Jaylen, how you doing, Jaylen? Thank you for
Hey,
coming.
Jalen.
We got somebody else coming up. Mike the Lionheart.
Hey,
How you doing, Mike the Lionheart?
how you doing? How's it going, man?
Not too bad. We don't see your picture.
Oh, that's Barry. That's my dog Bear.
There. Oh, we got somebody else coming up. We may go a while longer.
Who's that?
Susie. Susie Wells. How you doing, Susie?
It's me, Susie.
That sounds like a guy trying to pretend to be a woman.
Oh, no, I'm a woman.
Speak up. Show your
Yeah.
picture. Come on up.
I'm a little shy,
I really do
What was
think
that?
Susie.
That was weird.
Was that you, Mike,
weird.
playing?
No, that wasn't me. That
No.
wasn't me.
No, I
That
was
wasn't me.
here. I was here the whole time. It wasn't me.
No, I'm talking about Michael the Lionheart.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, it did sound like a guy trying to be a woman.
Yeah, well,
That's
it
fine.
doesn't surprise me. You gotta watch out with the trainees out there. A lot of trainees out there. You gotta
I
watch
have
out.
nothing against trannies. There are a lot. They can come up and talk. I know some
Yeah.
trannies, and it's all right.
You know trainees.
Oh yeah,
Oh, what do you what do you do with the trainees that you know?
I've worked on a
I
few
talked to 'em.
trannies.
Oh, okay.
Transmissions.
I happen to be a straight white male, but
Okay,
I'm not going to hold if you're. I'm not going to hold them being a tranny against them.
Yeah. Would you have I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Hold on. Give me a second here. Give me a
Would I
second.
date a tranny? No.
You, all
I'll
right,
just
you
answer
ain't
your
dated
question.
tranny. You ain't dated tranny. Okay, that's fine. Would you have sex with a tranny?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Like
Hey, I
said,
just had to ask. You know, I had to ask. I had to get it out there.
Remember, I told you I'm a straight white male.
Okay. Okay. I had to test
No,
you.
no, that's fine. Like I said, I knew when you found out that I knew trannies.
Okay.
I'm known homosexuals, male and females, lesbians and homosexuals both. That's their thing,
Are you a holy man?
huh?
Are you a holy man?
No,
You're not a holy man.
no. John Pork. Now, who's
All right,
John
we
Pork?
still leaving or what? What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Nigger, tell them lies,
Oh, no.
blackface and bloodshot.
Hey.
No. That's not
Block
coming
him.
up here.
What was that?
Somebody
Block
trying to
him.
cause trouble. No.
Hey,
we're not
what was
playing
all
game.
that?
Hey, Levi, how you doing?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
If you don't know
Levi
him,
sounds
don't
like
let
he's
him
trying
up.
to sounds like he's trying to disguise his voice as well.
Oh
If you
no,
don't know him, don't let him up.
I'm just Jewish.
Not all Jewish sound that way, Levi. So now, all right, guys. Hey, look, I'm going to shut down a couple
Let's
of you
shut
because
it
I'm getting
down
ready
for
to go,
tonight.
and we're going to go ahead and shut this down. Like I said, Michael the Lionheart didn't sound that bad, but all right, everybody. I want to thank you for coming. I'm sorry if anybody here was offended by whatever was going on. I have no clue what that was about. Some of these people will never be added again. I don't mind people coming up and talking, but don't come up and act like you're playing games. I don't want it. I don't want to hear it. Don't come up being racist or sexist. I don't want to hear that. And remember now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Try to have fun. And remember this as well. You don't have to like each other, but please be kind to each other. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.